anytime. I tell them to unlike EDI, just sitting there and taking notes, I'm like, you can go back and listen to it later,
Yeah.
Engage like a conversation, like, and utilize it to ask anything you want. Usually we start with like, introduce yourself. They love just hearing your story and those types of things. So you can start with that and then just talk to them or take it away. I know you're good at this, so.
Yeah. I'll give them an intro and then I'll kind of let them ask questions and I can talk about whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah. What are you guys, what's your guys' with all this going on? I'm kind of curious before we start formally, because you guys will hear my story, but I give lessons too, right? I don't know how much Tori told you. And so part of me, like Tori, is being creative and getting you guys busy and interacting with each other. What's your guys' favorite way of training or connecting since this whole quarantine thing? Does somebody answer that?
What have you liked about the things we've done?
3 times a week, but are you guys like, oh, Wednesdays, I look forward to my Wednesdays, we get a guest speaker? Or are you guys like, no, the workout day, I love when we're all together working out? Or I love when they send me workouts and I can actually work out on my own at home. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Question?
Yeah. Yeah. Unmute yourself.
Well, I like when they send me workouts and I work out on my own.
On your own at home. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, because we have 2 days where we do like a Zoom workout, and I feel like it's kind of like P90X.
Okay.
I like when we have guest speakers because it's very informational to me.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's cool too, that Tori's providing that for you. That's kind of where I feel with my kids too. I'm trying to make content, like sharing my stories, sharing my views that my kids don't even hear, and they see me 3 times a week, but during a private lesson, I don't sit there and have story time, I teach
Totally.
it. So, no, that's cool. That's good that you guys appreciate that information. I think it's cool. I just don't know if some of you guys understand how that helps you now. That's cool that you realize that now. Yeah. Anything else you guys are doing that you think is cool, or a way that I should help my kids, or something that you guys think is a creative way to stay connected or train?
Audie has a thinking face.
I like when we do mental training on Mondays. It's just helpful because they check in on us and we all get to talk together and stuff like that.
Tell me what that means, mental training, because I'm a mental person. Tori knows, but what do you guys do? What does that mean?
I think it means just getting the mental part of the game, just not knowing plays and throwing the ball and whatever. Just being focused, not getting down and having confidence.
Got it. Okay. So you guys Zoom like that and talk about those things on Mondays?
We kind of just started the why are we starting mental training? What does it mean? Because I feel like it's something we haven't gotten to dig deep into with normal practices and games. So
that'll probably be a huge component to what I talk about today.
Yeah.
So if you guys already are thinking of questions along those lines, those are good questions for me, I think.
Yeah.
I'll share more. Like I said, are we still waiting on some girls?
It must be a weird time. They'll probably hop on even later, but it's recorded. So just these girls these are usually the question askers anyway on here. So
okay,
they'll take the lead with that, and it'll get recorded and sent to everybody.
Okay, so you want me to go ahead and start and give them a little background on me and whatnot?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so some of you girls know me better than others, so I'll start from scratch, I guess. I played a lot of softball. You guys probably know that or assume that. I played rec ball. I played on the travel ball teams. I played on the all-star teams. I got asked to be on a high-level travel ball team. That was kind of a big point in my career that helped me out. And then I got to play at the University of Oregon. I had the opportunity of playing on Team USA 1 year. and then I got to play professionally 1 year. So if you look at my playing career, girls, I didn't stay in the league. I didn't stay in USA, and it wasn't about playing for me, if that makes sense. I have a little different perspective on this. What I loved and grew to love about softball and team sports was the effect that I had on other people around me and vice versa. And that part of the game was really, really fun to me. So it got to a point where I wasn't getting personal satisfaction out of hitting home runs anymore or throwing somebody out at second base. I was getting satisfaction out of helping my pitchers, out of picking pitches to tip off to the batter after me. I was getting satisfaction out of helping my younger players come up with a mental approach for their at-bats and then watching them succeed on the field. That made me happy. We'll talk more about that stuff. But so I grew up, I always liked softball. I was a pretty good athlete. I played soccer, I danced, I did other things. But softball was something that I stuck to because it was something that made me feel really good all the time. Not all the time, but it was something that I, the most part, right? And a lot of that had to do with my training. I don't share this with everybody, but I'll share with you girls. We all come from different backgrounds and home lives and relationships and whatnot. I have two sisters to mention. They both played softball as well. I'm very, very close with my sisters. One of them played at UCLA, and I played against her for 1 year at Oregon. And then my little sister played with me for 2 years at Oregon. So I gained a lot of knowledge, not from just my experience. I had two of the closest people to me also went through the same softball experience. So a lot of what I know is not just, self-credited. It's because I've seen friends and family members go through it too. So, but I was really, I wasn't, what I was going to share with you personal, I didn't always have the best relationship with my parents. I had great parents. I had, they were supportive. They got me to all my games. They took me to my things. But in terms of opening up or developing relationships, softball gave me that 100%. So I got on a team where I went from being kind of that dominant kid locally. I was always one of the better ones on my team. And I don't say that conceited. I say that I was naturally, it was natural, guys. Like I was always bigger. I was always the youngest one being pushed by the older kids. So I developed this like, I'm sure you guys can relate to this, right? In school, you're the best one in PE. You're the girl kicking all the guys' butts, So you develop this mentality like you're good, And then I went to this travel ball team. I was the youngest one on the team. Everybody was better than me. I thought I was going to go in there and succeed like I normally did. And I sucked, you guys. I remember catching these pitchers, and I'm a catcher. I think I missed like 5 balls in a row, like made me feel the worst I'd ever felt, the least confident I'd ever felt, and I was just like, is this what I want to do? Is this, has anybody had that moment, right? Where like you're used to being good at things and you're not, and it's just like, why am I doing this? So everything, like I said, most of the time softball made me feel good, but when it didn't make me feel good, it created opportunities for me to grow. It created opportunities for me to succeed. It created opportunities for me to develop good habits. So if you were to summarize my softball experience, that first year, my freshman year, I was horrible, and I realized I had a lot to learn. So I sat the bench. I didn't play for the first time in my life. I never played. and I learned about the game. I watched my coaches communicate with other players. I watched the players who were older and better than me, and I learned everything they did. I picked up on pitch calling. I watched this for a year, you guys. I watched it. I was not doing it on the field. I was sitting the bench. And I think that year is kind of where I took a huge interest in the mental game. There's so many realms to the mental game, right? But I wasn't out there getting the repetition. I wasn't out there getting the game experience, but I was getting better. I was 100% getting better, and I knew it. And I think a lot of the times I hear kids, you know, complain about playing time, complain about a lack of experience on the field, complain about coaches, and it does not matter. Yes, I understand there are better and worse circumstances, but you create your reality. You create it. So I took that situation, and instead of, you know, I didn't know this at the time, you guys, I was young, right? But instead of taking that challenge and, you know, bowing down to it and you know, that's hard, I don't want to do that. It was the first time in my life I committed to something that was going to be long-term gratification, right? I didn't join that team because I thought I was going to have the most fun year of my life. I joined that team because I trusted that I was putting time in and investing in something that was going to make me a better player and a person. Does that make sense? So right now, this phone call, you know, you're investing. Everything you do, you're investing into who you are and what you're going to do. So I kind of branched off there a little bit, but so bottom line, I was very intrigued by relationships. Like I told you guys, from personal experience in my home with my friends and my family, I was then introduced to the power of your mind and how you can exercise those things, and you can still be learning and envisioning things. And, you know, I sat there and watched for a year, wanting to be that player, wanting to be that one on the field, wanting to be the one on the television screen, not watching it, you know, but all that time put in, creating those images in my head, I think 100% helped me make that a reality. So I got to college, University of Oregon, and I chose to study psychology. So psychology, if you guys don't know, basically that can be summarized as the study of the mind. Okay. So I didn't know that I wanted to become necessarily. I thought maybe a counselor. I want to help people. I like connecting with people, but I never thought I was using that degree to become a psychologist. You need a doctorate. You need 4 more years of schooling. You work in an office. So that my point was, once again, softball provided me with an education that helped me, not with a career per se, not to set me up for a specific job, with life, you guys, with everyday life experiences. And I use it in my coaching. I use it on my day-to-day. When I was in school learning about all these, you know, what I was reading in my books, what I was learning and from my professors, I was applying to everyday situations, which for me, just like you guys, were softball, right? So it was fun to take what I was learning in school and be able to apply it to what I was passionate about and cared about. So a lot of my interest in that, you know, was cool, because it was kind of accidental. You know, I didn't know that softball was going to give me that, or I didn't start my first travel ball team and make that hard decision to sit the bench knowing I was going to get a free education, knowing I was going to play on Team USA. None of that stuff, you guys. Mm-hmm. It was about making a decision to do what made me happy and do what made me feel like was going to benefit me. It was never for what I thought the external status was going to be, if that makes sense. I didn't do it for, I'm going to get to go tell everybody I got a full scholarly, or I'm going to get to tell everybody that I did this, or I want to be on this team because everybody in the world says that's the best team. I chose those reasons because it felt good to me, because it made me happy. I enjoyed it, you know, and I think it's really easy to lose sight of that, especially in today's day and age. So I think that's important. Yeah, I had a pretty solid softball career, but it was, my success wasn't unintentional, but my point is, you don't look at the end game, you guys. You don't get there by going from here to here. You get there by keeping yourself on track, and then you look back. Like, as from my experience, I look back and I can't believe I accomplished some of the things I accomplished while simply just enjoying myself. I wasn't killing myself. People think I practiced 20 times a day. No, people think, you know, it was fun for me. It was just, I was enjoying myself. So I guess, I guess I'm done with my intro on a little bit of my softball background, a little bit of how I became into psychology and why I like it, and kind of the power of that. I can share with you guys some examples of how I use that. But I guess if you guys have questions, now would be a good time. You guys can go ahead and ask if you have any.
Anybody want to go? Give a hand. It can be anything, remember. Nat, go ahead.
How did you prepare for a big game?
How would I prepare for a big game? Good question. We're talking mental strategies, yeah?
Yeah.
So, first step to that is, and you guys are still totally figuring this out, is you got to try things to figure out what does work for you, what you do like, okay? So, visualization. How many of you guys visualize? There's so many forms of visualization too, okay? So we can use visualization when you're in a moment, right? I'm up to bat and I'm facing Allie Carter from UCLA. I know she throws a rise ball, and I'm going to envision, before I step in the box, me hitting the top of the ball. Why the top? Throws a rise.
Anybody.
She throws a rise ball, so I'm going to hit the top so I don't pop up, okay? So that's like an in-person visualization. Really, right away, you can make that happen. You think it, you're seeing it, okay? There's also visualization in your preparation, right? So there would be nights where, a good example of this, I had a pitcher, Sheridan from Oregon, okay? When we'd go on road games, there were nights when I knew she got off of a bad game, or she wasn't feeling really good, or her confidence was lower than normal. We'd sit and I would make her close her eyes, and we'd go through batters of the lineup. Let's say UCLA, my era, Chip Bennett led off, right? So we'd sit her down and we'd say, all right, pitch one of the game. I want you to listen. I want you to hear the crowd. I want you to hear me talking to you. Chip Bennett's up. You know what we're throwing first pitch. Visualize it. Bam, strike one. Okay, so I'm just narrating this to her, and she's playing it in her head, visualizing positive experiences, never negative, you guys. Okay, always positive. Please write that down. Yes. So you also have visualization, right, where I'll give you guys one more example of this. The way we prepared. So I'll take it back to college games, okay? I lived with my sister so we'd have to both get to the field. We'd both have the same warm-up time. We both were required to be there at the same time, but I'll share kind of our routines for preparation, okay? So big game, you know, first of all, you guys might have heard this before. It starts when you wake up. It starts when you go to sleep the night before, okay? So we'd have parents in town, and maybe they wanted to go to breakfast that morning, okay? I got a big game that day. Guess what my answer is? Maybe not that day. Okay. No, I want to be in my good mindset. I need to start that early. Okay. There were times, right? I like to walk to the field. That was kind of my mental calmness, but I could pump myself up. I had my music, right? Do you think when I'm playing my pump up music, what do you think I'm visualizing when I'm playing my rock Metallica, getting all amped up? Do you think I'm envisioning my breath at the plate, or do you think I'm envisioning myself dropping bombs over the fence? Somebody say it.
Bomb.
Heck yeah, right? So it's like I match that how I feel. It's a feeling, you guys, okay? And then you create it in your brain, right? Let's say I come off of a game where I know yesterday I struck out 3 times and I know I was trying too hard. I was, swinging too hard. Do you guys ever feel that? Like, I know I put too much pressure on myself, right? Do you think I'm walking to the field playing pump up Metallica music, or more of a calmer reggae to get me to relax? You guys got to guess?
You guys can unmute yourself.
Calmer
Reggae.
music, right? And so take a look at my house, you guys. I'm a beef lover. I am, okay. But that started with my first one. You got to know what works for you. I know that gets me to a calm state. I know that helps me feel happy. I know that gets my heart rate down when I listen to that type of music, when I think those types of thoughts. You guys with me? Everybody's got a flame. Sometimes it's got to be turned up. Sometimes it's got to be turned down. You just got to figure that out. Where do you perform at your best level? Okay. My sister, last thing on this question, my sister, she was more of a nervous player. You guys ever get nerves on the field? I wasn't. If anything, I needed to calm myself down. So she would meditate or do yoga every day before a game. So she would, you go look at her Instagram, she's doing headstands all over the place. That helped her focus her thoughts. She did visualization in a headstand. I couldn't do that, but we're all different. So just to give you some examples, you can write, you can read, you can listen, you can be calm, you can be quiet, but it comes down to, girls, everything with the mental game is think what you want to happen, tell yourself what you want to happen, and visualize what you want to happen. Always what you want. Okay. It's natural for us to think the opposite way. Right? We go about our daily lives and we recognize red flags. We recognize what's wrong. We recognize what makes us feel uncomfortable. We recognize everything we don't like, we don't see. And your brain needs to register all the good things too.
Janelle, do me a favor from this question, because I always had a hard time with this too.
Yeah.
And I think there's a disconnect here with understanding how to keep that mindset in your head. So I'm getting ready for the game. I'm feeling it. I know I can prepare. I'm mentally visualizing. I'm doing all the right things. First inning, I go out. I give up a home run the first pitch. I have a bad first inning. I'm shaken. How do you kind of recover and get back to that mindset you're just in? Or do you let the whole game kind of take over and go crazy? How do you recover?
Manage that. Yeah. Good question. I think it's separated from your preparation, right? Because you can't go back in time. So whether you prepare before the game and you like that or not, you're at where you're at. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think I'll explain this a little bit more in depth for you guys, because I think this is a very basic way of thinking of psychology and human behavior. But it's your thoughts. Our game moves so fast, you guys, so fast that you don't have time to sit there and rethink about how you prepared and what you did and what you could have done wrong and different, and the next pitch is coming, you guys. It's not, you can't do that, right? So this helps me, and somebody who doesn't have a psychological background, think of this like this. I want you guys to write a little flow chart down, okay? So you're gonna have 3 words. You're gonna have thoughts, first word, little arrow into your feelings, another arrow into your actions. Thoughts, feelings, actions. Okay, so this is how we navigate not only softball, not only the sport, the world, our lives. Okay, so we're constantly receiving information from everywhere. Okay, so we'll do softball first. Okay, I'll use myself first. Okay, if you guys don't know this, I was a high ball hitter. I loved hitting high balls. Okay, I also swung at high balls all the time and swung and missed, and my coach would get very angry at me. But so I would I always had that fear of chasing over my head, right? So I tell myself, my thought is the first thing, right? I tell myself, don't swing at the rise ball. Okay, that's my thought. Don't swing at the rise ball. How does that make me feel? Somebody tell me that. You'd say you hate low pitches. You're like, don't swing at it. Don't strike out. Don't do it. Don't do it. How does that make you feel?
It makes you want to do it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nervous.
Nervous! That makes me nervous. You said it out loud and it makes me nervous. Okay. Anybody else?
Pressured.
Pressure. You're doing it to yourself. Yes, girls, you get it, right? So when you tell yourself what you don't want, don't do it. Don't strike out. It makes me feel nervous. It makes me feel doubtful of my own decision making. It makes me feel like I don't trust myself. It makes me, okay, so it makes me feel weird inside. You guys does that make sense? Okay, mm-hmm. I feel weird inside. Do you think you're gonna see it in my swing? Yeah.
It's a little tense, a little different.
That's the action part, right? So everything starts with a thought, and it makes you feel a certain way, and it comes out in our behavior. Okay. You guys don't want to do your homework that day. You tell yourself, why don't you want to do homework? Someone give me one reason. I think Ollie said something, but it's muted.
Unmute yourselves.
You're tired.
You're tired. Great example. This is life and softball. You're tired. You tell yourself you're tired. Okay. How does that make you feel?
Lazy.
Tired. Lazy. Now all of a sudden I feel like this. Now how am I sitting? My posture just changed and I didn't even think about it. Now I'm sitting like I'm lazy, like I'm tired. Okay, every thought turns into an action, you guys. Every single thing. Okay, so you have to, everything you do, I get questions all the time from friends. It's like, if I get nervous, well, I just get nervous. Can I change that? Janelle, can I change that? Do you want to know what I say to them? I say, can you change your thoughts? Because if you can change your thoughts, you can change the way you feel, you can change your behavior. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah. So that goes for visualization. Those are thoughts, right? This is a weird example. Oh my God, my screen just went red.
What?
How many of you guys just pictured a red screen? For real, you guys don't even know it. It comes up in your head. You guys say words. Are you laughing because it's auditory?
Oh, I believed you.
You guys say things to yourself. It becomes images, it becomes feelings, it becomes actions. So the power of that is crazy. Yes, I went off on a tangent, but every answer I have will relate back to thoughts, feelings, actions. For real. It's controllable. Okay, when I perform my best, I feel my best, and I'm on my best game. I'm positive self-talk. I feel good. I'm telling myself things I want. My confidence is up. Why is my confidence up? That's a feeling. That's in the middle. Why is my confidence up? What am I doing? It means I must be telling myself good things. I must have good thoughts, right? So it's all there's a pattern to it. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. So even if you swung and missed at that rise ball, the next pitch, you're still back choosing your thoughts and saying the good things to yourself.
Attack low, attack low, attack low. That's what I want, right? Mm-hmm. My biggest fear right now is to swing at the high one. I got to translate that. What do I want for myself? My brain thinks low. My brain sees a low pitch. Do you think that affects my actions? 100%. I have a high pitch in my mind. My brain is telling myself, don't swing at a high pitch. When I just said high pitch, my brain just saw myself swinging at a high pitch. The pitch comes, my body does the action, swings at it. It's how this works, you guys. So try that in your practice. This is all in training. And if you can train that way, you'll feel about it how I feel, like it works. And then you'll have confidence using it, you know?
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Give me another question, girls. This is awesome. Just put a hand up and you guys can unmute yourselves. There's not that many of us this time, so you guys can unmute yourselves, engage. Question, Ale.
Do you think majoring in psychology improved how you played or your mental game in softball by a lot or just like by a little?
I think a lot. I do think a lot. I think I was lucky to have been introduced to some pieces of the game by coaches that sparked an interest. And no, I didn't need a formal education to like learn about those things. So you guys can Google, you guys can read up on psychology. It's not like I'm a trained psychologist, right? But yeah, totally. What I learned was being applied to not only kind of how I process things, I more enjoy learning about relationships. So that's why I feel it helped me become a better coach, right? So I think I can relate to kids better. I think I can talk to players better. I think if I were still playing a game, I could communicate with teammates better. I could get more out of my pitchers I was catching. I could motivate my teammates before me and after me better. So yes, 100% yes would be my answer. Is there any other sub questions off of that?
Anybody?
Good.
All right, girls, keep the questions coming. Don't be shy.
What about, oh yeah, go for it.
Having a family of successful baseball and softball players, did you ever feel pressure to like be the best or not mess up or anything?
We have a lot of sisters
Cool. Family.
in our organization. Yeah, tons of sisters.
Yeah, that's a cool question, and I wish both of my sisters were here to answer that for you as well, because they'll probably all have different answers. But my answer would have been no. We were all very different though, so that helped. My older sister was a fast outfielder. I was a real strong catcher, and my little sister was an athletic utility player. So we all had different strengths. So it never felt like a competition. I would say, if anything, it just it motivated me. It wasn't, I didn't turn that into a negative for me. It didn't feel like negative pressure. It felt like we pushed each other. So I'll give you an example. There was one game, I'll give you two examples. I played against my older sister my freshman year. We were at Easton Stadium, okay? So I'm calling pitches and I'm catching, and she goes up there and she hits a home run. And so I'm like, what the heck, right? So am I sad she hit a home run? No, I'm stoked for her. But guess what? I go up there and do my next at bat. Hit a home run, right? So we kind of pushed each other in that regard. I never felt like we were one-upping each other. There was one other game I hit in the lineup with my little sister, which normally we were separated in the lineup, but we were back to back. And I hit first. I hit a home run. And then she hit after me, and she was like, what the heck? I want to do it too, right? So she went and hit a home run. So I would say, but once again, you guys, this goes off of a relationship. Me and my sisters have a really good relationship. So it was healthy. It was healthy competition and pushing each other. It didn't interfere.
Did you guys ever fight when practicing together? Because that's what I hear a lot from our sisters.
I'd say, yeah. I mean, I think people assume that because we were 3 sisters who played softball that I think people kind of assume that we practiced together all the time and that we had a dad that coached us and took us out in the yard and played with us. And I'm so fortunate I didn't, because a lot of my spark and interest was self sparked, right? I didn't have someone telling me to do it. I wanted to do it. I told you I was mental, right? So I was weird. I wasn't the kid who was out like practicing in the yard all day long, but I was looking up YouTube videos and I was thinking about the game. I was looking up baseball videos of, old men talking about pitch calling strategy. Why? I don't know. It was interesting to me, so we all had different ways of training. I was more set me up on a net. I want to be by myself, play my own music and hit my own target. I don't want you to be, so we all were different, but I'm trying to give some advice of how to handle that. I guess you guys got to delegate, because everybody wants to train differently, right? So if I imagine myself having issues with my sisters, it would be because I want to do something completely different than she wants to do. And we all have our own needs. So it'd be like, pitch to me for 10 minutes and I'll do throwdowns and I'll hit 10 balls to you and you do your fielding work. So delegate, come up with something fair, and make each other better. It'll be more fun.
That's good advice. That's good advice.
Cool.
More questions, girls. Throw your hands up. Audie.
Could you talk about how you navigated the recruiting process?
Yeah. Good question. So I'm trying to so I had kind of a unique situation being on a very high level travel ball team. And I say that I don't credit myself. They did the work for me. I was getting recruited because of their name, because of the players who were on my team before I was good. But once again, I have 2 sisters who had a very, very, very different experience recruiting. So my older sister put out a lot of emails. She was the first kid. The name wasn't out there. She was on a more of a lesser known travel ball team. Not a catcher, right? So that's another thing in my favor. I was a high profile position, right? Having not zero of my control. That was just kind of how it goes. So she had to do a lot more work than I did. She sent out all of her emails. She was sending out schedules. She had coaches making calls for her. And she kind of had to do the work on her own to get seen, okay? And she did it. She had offers from smaller schools. She got opportunities to play at bigger schools and bigger programs, and ended up picking UCLA and had a great experience. So that was one option. For me, no, I didn't have to put all the time and effort into the emailing and making phone calls, but I was putting my time and effort in driving down to 3 hours away to go practice with the best players in the state at the time. So there were different, you're putting in more in different ways, and that's how you're going to get out of it, right? So for you guys right now, unfortunately, you aren't playing. You don't have a season right now, as unfortunate as that is. So yeah, your videos, of course, are going to naturally become more important. You're going to have to, you know, film some more stuff of you guys getting out there, be in communication with coaches. Right now, they're not on a field either. So, and then my little sister, she played on both my travel ball team and my older sister's travel ball team. So she kind of had the best of both worlds. And she went to a couple camps. I never went to a camp. I didn't, you know, it wasn't necessary at the time. She traveled and went to some camps, got some offers through camp. So everybody's a little different. You just got to look at your resources, what you have, what you need more of, and weigh that out. Do you have any other specific questions based off of that? Because it's kind of a broad question, and you guys are at a different time now than I was being recruited. So
that's what I was gonna say. Is I think it's like evolving, and it's changed since we did it.
Right.
Do you have any girls that like you coach that you hear? I hear a lot from kids I coach or parents like the kids doing it now, and it just always is new information to me. Like, do you have any advice for now? We had Taylor on 2 weeks ago, and she told the story of the player who wrote letters to her when she was coaching at the D3, and she said, if your only strategy is writing emails, we need a new strategy. Like, we got to do more to stand out. Any like standout advice you could think of?
And this is more I don't have experience coaching or recruiting players. I have students that do, but I think it's really important. Even like my players that I coach who come to me and say, hey, I made this video. I paid a lot of money to have this video made. Personally, I think it's really important to show off your personality, the way you speak. It's okay to put a little bit of personality and flair in it. So for example, maybe I wouldn't wear my uniform in my video. I know you guys don't see that. That's a little out of the box. Maybe I'd show up my style a little bit. Maybe I'd introduce myself and show them I'm comfortable on camera and I'm a confident player. If that's a strength of mine, maybe it's not. Then maybe I'm a home run hitter. I'm going to get on a field and just show them how I drop bombs. But I think there's kind of right now you see everybody looks at the format of what's out there and then they're copying what's out there. And it's a very boring, stagnant format to me. I think you guys are all special and all beautiful and all have a lot of unique properties to offer a school and a program. And I think that's what you need to be sharing, not generic Glover, swing. You get what I'm saying, right?
Totally,
like,
yeah.
So I know that's easier said than done, but I wouldn't be afraid to put yourself out there and show them who you are. That's what I was able to do on a field. I was very expressive. I was very, I guess I'll share this. I got recruited to the University of Oregon before Mike White ever saw me play a game. He saw me walk and he saw me talk and he saw me catch his daughter in a bullpen. Never saw me block, throw a ball down. You know what I'm saying, right? So it's like, can those skills be portrayed on a video? I think so. That's something I would have included in a video at that time, you know?
Totally.
Most catchers wouldn't put in bullpen footage in a recruiting video. Do you get what I'm saying? So know your strengths and show them off. You got to show them off. Not be shy or timid or I only get 5 swings. It's like, I want to see you guys mash it and watch it and then look at the camera. Not hit it and be all embarrassed that you just hit it over the fence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's okay. I think that would be more entertaining to watch. But you guys are learning my personality like a little bit, I guess.
No, I love that. Be you. That's advice that I feel like we don't get to hear very often.
Be likable. Be someone you want to watch again. Be someone that the fans would pay a ticket to go watch. That's what coaches want. Be valuable. Don't be boring.
That's awesome. I love that. More questions. You guys have time for a couple more. So if you're holding it in, let it out. Don't be timid.
As a great hitter, what was your approach in the box?
I could write a book on this for you, girl. But no. Overall, has to do with a lot of mental. Okay. I'm gonna run through this for hitting because I think this is super worth it for you guys. Okay. We're gonna talk barely about adjustments. Okay. So adjustments in the box. Tori, I think you've heard this at a camp, right? But a lot of times we hear the word adjustments and we think like body, physical. I didn't rotate my hips. Oh, I dropped my hands. Oh, I didn't finish my swing. My coach told me I'm dipping my elbow. Do you guys get what I'm saying? When you're in a live at bat and I'm facing Ali Carta, do you think I'm thinking about dropping my back elbow? Once again, that's a negative. That's going to make me drop my back elbow. I don't want you thinking about that. Okay. So adjustments, I want you guys to think of them in very, very simple terms. And I'll give you even just one. If you could walk away with this, I think hitting's going to make a lot more sense to you. So if you guys, this is whether let's say you're hitting off a tee, you're hitting off a front toss, you're hitting a live round at practice, you're hitting in a game, an at-bat, any of this. You hit 3 ground balls in a row. Tell me what part of the ball you were hitting. The top or the bottom? If you hit the ball down 3 times.
Top.
You were hitting the top of the ball, 100%, okay? So on your 4th attempt, what do I want you to think? What part of the ball?
No wrong answer, girls.
The bottom.
Yeah, simple, okay? So you could have that same outcome, okay? You go up there and you hit 3 ground balls, okay? Coach yells at you. Coach tells you, you're not extending, you're rolling over. Okay? What do I want you to tell yourself? Extend and hit through the ball or hit the bottom of the ball?
A to-do.
What do you guys want to think? What's going to be easier?
Hit the bottom of the ball.
I think so. And you guys, I want you to go out and practice this on your own. Even if you're just hitting off a tee and just hitting, okay? This is going to become more fun. You're going to have more control. You're going to have more confidence, okay? You're up there. You hit 2 balls over the bow net or in the high part of the bow net. What part of the ball are you hitting? Too high or too low on the ball?
Too low.
Too low. The ball's going too high. What's your adjustment? Hit higher or lower on the ball?
Higher.
Perfect. Easy. Okay. You guys, you guys are doing great because this is so much easier when you can demonstrate it with swings and you guys can feel it and see it, right? But you guys are good on the visualization right now. Okay. You are facing a pitcher who's really fast. Okay. On fast pitchers, we tend to hit the ball to the right side when we're late. Do you guys agree with that? As a right-handed hitter? Okay. So you go up there and your first attempt, you hit a foul ball hard ground ball past the first baseman. So that's right side, right? That tells you you're early or you're late?
Late.
You're late. Next swing, do I want you to think early or late?
Early.
Make an adjustment. Be early. Easy. Okay. So you guys are picking up the pattern. It's like you got to take your information, and then plug in what you want, and you just do the opposite. You do the complete opposite. Okay, so I'm talking about everyday training, and this won't happen in a game until you train like this on a daily. Okay, but you're talking mental approach. I got to the point where if I knew Tori's throwing to me right now and I go up first at bat, my first swing, I swing and miss, it goes back, but I miss the bottom of the ball. My second swing, I swing and it goes straight up in the air, super high fly ball. That means I just missed the ball, but I'm under it 2 times in a row. Okay, I'm gonna step out. Am I visualizing myself hitting a bomb over the right field fence, or am I envisioning myself hitting a hard ground ball through the 5-6 hole?
Ground ball.
Hard ground ball through the 5-6 hole. You guys get it, right? So I tell myself that even if I don't hit that hard ground ball 5-6 hole, it's going to make me earlier and on time. So it's most likely going to be a line drive up the middle. Can you guys picture that? Okay, so you guys, this goes with everything, just these adjustments that it's, you do this, you're late, be early. You're under, be on top. You're inside of the ball, hit the outside of the ball. You hit 2 to the right field, hit it to the left field. You hit 2 down, hit 2 up, you know? So it's always adjusting. In a game, right? Maybe I don't even have an at-bat yet. I'm on your team. I'm batting 9th. I'm batting 6th, let's say. I watched 5 players go up there, and I watched 3 out of 5 of my hitters. I got 2 strikeouts, and I got 3 pop-ups. Those are my first 5 hitters. Okay, I'm leading off 2nd inning in the 6 hole. Okay, I haven't seen this pitcher yet, but I know we've had 2 strikeouts and 3 pop-ups. What's my approach? Answer whoever asked the question. So what information do I have, guys? I know that my teammates are hitting what part of the ball? Top or bottom?
The bottom.
They're all on the bottom so far, okay? So even if it wasn't me swinging, that gives me information. That pitcher's either throwing high or she's throwing up spin, or my team trains too much on the bottom half, right? But either way, we have info. So you're going up there. You haven't hit yet, right? But it's your job right now to do a ground ball up the middle, get on base, or swing as hard as you can and maybe pop up like the rest of your teammates.
Ground ball up the middle.
Ground ball up the middle. Pick your teammates up, right? So this is a team approach that I didn't even see when I was your age. I didn't even look at it that way. Softball became a lot more fun when I started seeing the game on this like broader scope where everything affects everyone. Okay. Are you guys want a few more examples to talk through, or does that make sense to you guys?
No, I can tell that they're like they really needed this, and this is awesome information, so keep going.
Okay. So let's say I do this in a cage, you guys. I've been hitting a little bit because I might play a little bit, right? So I'm even tuning myself up, and I go and I hit off the tee, and I'm like, whoa, I'm rusty. Whoa, this is an ugly looking swing. I keep hitting ground balls down into the left. That's natural for right-handed hitters, right? Okay, so instead of me thinking, wow, I got to get my front foot down. I got to turn my hips. Wow, I need to really extend with my backhand. What do I tell myself? In a cage even. I'm hitting off of a tee. I keep topping it and rolling over. Okay? I would say out loud, top right corner. I would look at it with my eyeballs. Look at it. I would point to it. I would say it out loud, right? And some of my friends who don't play softball, who never trained with me, that I'm making come throw to me and train with me, they're like, this girl is crazy. She's talking to herself, right? But I'm telling myself out loud what I want. Like none of that. I'm going to hit the ball right there. Next pitch, I hit it. Okay, I just made I went 4 down that way. I'm going to hit 1 this way. Now I green light. I'm allowed to go center. Okay, I was trying to aim center. I missed down and here again. Where do I need to miss, guys? up and to the right. I hit that one, I'm allowed to go back middle if I want, right? So it's in the training that works off a tee. Sometimes you can apply information you already know. Do you guys know some of the pitchers you face?
I would say our
not
pitchers
yet.
that we face.
Maybe
Yeah.
not yet, but you will. Okay, Tori, what was your best pitch?
Low.
Drop ball. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm facing Tori, and I know that I'm going to see Tori in conference play at PGF. We're in a friendly this weekend, and I've seen her. Okay, I know her best pitch is that down ball, that drop ball. Okay, so preparing for that mentally, coming up with an approach for that mentally. Am I going to visualize myself hitting the ball on the ground or in the air? What does Tori want me to do as a drop ball pitcher? What is she trying? She's trying to make me hit it on the ground, get me out, right? So I'm going to visualize the opposite. I'm going to visualize myself hitting the ball in the air. I'm going to think about hitting what part of the ball, guys?
Bottom.
Bottom. I'm visualizing my barrel cracking the bottom of that ball. Yes. You're going up there. Do you think this is a little bit more advanced? Do you guys think it's going to help you to think pull side or oppo side? You pull a drop ball, where does it normally go? Up or down?
You guys can guess.
It's okay.
It's okay.
This is good. You can't know everything yet.
It's only going to be on YouTube.
That's okay. For me, thinking right side helps me hit more inside of the ball, more bottom of the ball. When I'm early, I tend to hit more outside of the ball, top of the ball, which those we both know go down into the left side, like third base, shortstop. Okay, so if I'm facing Tori, I'm visualizing a line drive over second base, not a downward trajectory towards left field. Okay. Does somebody else want to throw out an example? How would you come up with an approach for a pitcher? Give me an example. Give me a situation. Give me anything you know, and I'll help you talk through how you would formulate an approach. So it could be like, you're late. You keep being late. You keep doing this. Something you know you're doing that you need help with, that you guys experience as a team or individually.
Let's go, Kayla.
I pull out a lot.
Okay. So if you know physically you pull out, okay, perfect. So that's the information we know. We know she pulls out, okay, girls? If we know she pulls out, what side of the field do you think she's most likely hitting to?
She's a lefty too.
I hit left-handed.
Okay, let's switch our brains. This is all about visualization. Let's be a left-handed hitter. That's fine. We're all left-handed right now. Okay. She tends to pull off the ball. Where does she normally hit those? Right or left?
Left.
She's left-handed. Kayla, you tell me. Where do you hit most of your balls, right or left?
Right.
When you pull off? Right. So you pull, your barrel goes with you, and you pull this way. Okay? So let's say we know that. All right? So we know she hits to right field. What else do we know? If the ball is going to right field, what do you know about what part of the ball is she making contact with? Inside or outside? I know we didn't discuss that, but I think some of you probably know what that means. Inside is the part of the ball that's closest to the hitter. Outside of the ball is the part that's farther from the hitter.
So when I do this, when I walk your guys' barrel to the ball, where is she making contact on that barrel? This part or this part?
Part of the ball closer to her or away from her?
Amara, say it again, babe. You're lefty too.
Outside.
Outside of the ball. Okay, so we know she's hitting to right field. We know she's hitting the outside of the ball. And because Tori just did her hand like this, right? Another one I talk about is your barrel angle. Okay, so this might be tough to visualize for you guys, but let's pretend I'm a right-handed hitter and I'm hitting this way right now. Okay, here's the ball. So if I hit and my barrel, being my fingers, is in front of my hands. I'm gonna go get a bat for you guys.
Do it. We told you guys, Coach E told you guys to ask these questions because she was a stud hitter, man.
Okay, so if here's the ball and my barrel gets in front of my hands, you see that angle? Am I hitting inside or outside? This gets out in front of my hands. Am I hitting the part of the ball that's farther from me or closer to me?
Further.
Farther from me, I'm hitting the outside, right? So Kayla's barrel angle probably looks like this when she's hitting the outside of the ball and hooking it this way, right? So if we change that and make our hands even with our barrel, where's that ball gonna go?
Straight.
Right, center, or left?
Left.
If I make contact right here, and this is even and even, this ball is gonna come off and go center. Do you guys see that? So this is outside of the ball, back of the ball. Tell me what part of the ball this angle is gonna reach with my barrel behind my hands.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
It's gonna go right, so it's the inside of the ball. Are you guys lost? Do you guys see that? Tell me if you're lost. Thumbs up if you get it, maybe horrible. Tell me. Great. So that's just one more adjustment. You can think in terms of the ball, where to hit on the ball. You can think in terms of the field, where to hit the ball on the field. You can think in terms of contact, where to make contact, right? These are all adjustments that we can make. If you're aware of them, you can practice them and use them, okay? So Kayla, long story short, I want you guys to get this, right? But you telling me, you have a coach tell you you're pulling off. Girls, give me 3 different ways she can come up with a really easy adjustment.
Let's go, Alyssa T.
And I'm gonna make you guys, I'm pushing you guys for 3. In a real situation, you only need 1. But I want to demonstrate that there's different ways of thinking about the same thing to get the same result. Okay, so Kayla's opening up. She's hitting the ball to right field. Where can she think to hit the ball? Easy, guys.
Left
field.
Left field. Hit the ball to left field. That would be an awesome approach for her on the next pitch. So do you think she's going to like her result if she tells herself hit it to left field, or if she tells herself you're opening up? Hit the ball to left field, okay? How else can we hit the ball to left field? What's another way of thinking about that, guys? I talked about where the ball goes on the field. I talked about how you make contact with the ball and the barrel angle. And I talked about the part of the ball you touch.
Later.
And timing's another one. Your timing. Be later. I love it. So you're going to be later. That's another way to adjust, okay? If Kayla's later, what part of the ball is she hitting, guys?
Inside.
Inside of the ball. There's your 3rd. You guys are going to come up with an extra one because you're overachievers. What is her bat angle going to look like? What does she want to visualize at contact? What's her barrel going to look like? Do we want her barrel, I'll lead you into this. Do we want her barrel in front of her hands or behind her hands a little bit?
Behind.
Behind, yep. And would I say, do we want her barrel a little bit lower or a little bit higher than her hands on this one? I'm pushing you guys.
Lower.
You need to know this.
Lower.
lower would help her go the other way, right? So you guys are awesome. All this is just thinking through different ways to make the same result, right? You guys could have went and just hit 3 dozens of balls and that those thoughts don't go into your brain. I don't think that's a great practice.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just simulating this, even talking it as a team, that's mental practice for you. I think that's phenomenal. I think you guys are going to have fun if you actually pay attention to this and track this, see what does work for you. Are you a hitter that likes thinking about the ball? You go 2 ground balls, are you going to think bottom of the ball? Or are you going to think top of the cage? Or are you going to think dip your angle? Right? We all process this different. Are you going to be that hitter who needs to visualize, okay, I've been early all game. I'm going to pick a tree in right center field. I got to visualize that one, right? Or are you going to be that hitter who's going, I just keep hitting the outside of the ball. I need to find the inside. Right? But I find those adjustments are 100% easier, more attainable, build more confidence. It can be done on your own. You don't need a coach telling you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to swing and miss and look at your coach and go, what am I doing? How do I fix this? You're going to say, Coach, I'm good. I've been on the bottom of the ball. I just need to get on top. I got it. Thank you. Not disrespectful, right? But if you're the one up there with the bat, you're the one doing it. You got to know what you want to do. Have a plan and stick to it. You guys are going to be happier and succeed more if you can do that.
I love it. I love it. You guys got schooled today.
This is
That
fun.
was-
I need to set this up with my girls. I love talking
Yeah.
about this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That was sorry girls, any last dying question before we hop off? I know you guys were like they're very scared of giving wrong answers, and we're trying to get them out of, you know what I mean, like that. It's such a learning process, and I think it's so cool for me to even like talk to former players and stuff like you, because you realize what a process it is for each person. And so I think it's cool for them to hear like all the different ways of thinking about it, and that it's not just mechanics.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
And that's where they go, is to be like, oh, I feel weird today, or I feel ugly. And I'm always like, you're gonna feel ugly most days, you could still hit the ball.
Totally. My mind kept me in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the most awesome advice. I can't wait for all the other girls to see it too.
Cool.
But yeah, any last night questions, girls? They were like this the whole time.
Cool. Well, I'll just throw out, if you guys ever, either whether this is as a team or individually, you guys want to, more questions come up, or you guys want, more of like information prepared, or you have more questions to ask, just know that I'm totally open to these conversations. I had a good time. And I'll make sure Tori gets you guys have my Instagram or email or any way to reach me if you guys would like. And also, when I get my videos made, I'll send them over to you guys, and you guys can be some of the first ones that do them and tell me what you guys think.
Yeah, we'll keep sharing. I told them any videos we're gonna like tag wherever we saw it, and we'll keep sharing and connecting, because it's gonna be some weeks that we're staying busy doing this.
Time. Yeah, I'm trying to create content, put some stuff out there that you girls want to hear. So if you guys have feedback or questions for me, this is the time. I would love it and encourage it. So I had fun interacting with you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it so much. That was amazing for you guys.
Yeah.
Unmute yourselves.
Sorry, you guys have an awesome coach. You guys are really lucky to have someone who's, she's not getting paid to set this up, you guys. She's doing this for you guys. And I had people like that in my life for my softball career to help me get where I was. And I know it wasn't possible without those people. So just know that, and you guys will learn that even, when you guys are a little older, and appreciate it more. But from experience working with Tori, talking with Tori, I know you guys are very fortunate to have someone who knows what's going on, and if she doesn't, she'll ask for help and get, people who do. Very resourceful lady you guys got. So enjoy her. You guys are lucky.
Yes, and hopefully we can all get on the field together soon too. We have a new softball coordinator. I don't know if you know Janelle. You met Eliza at past events.
Yeah, I know Liza. Mm-hmm.
She's at Compton now with us.
Cool.
And so we've been talking about, clinics or things we can plan forever. And I've always said, I want to get Janelle or catcher pitchers, things like that. My 2 catchers, can you raise your hand or give a couple catchers?
We can even put up if we need to do a catching session too, and we can talk catching if you girls want to do that one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, unmute yourselves, give a big thank you or any comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, guys.
And you guys can hop off and have a good rest of your day at actual school.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Reach out.
Yes.
I don't know how you're
So
doing.
Janelle, I will send you the link as soon as I upload it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And thank you so much.